Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you are. Welcome to today's Story Survive program. My name is Sydney Yeager, and I'm the Public Programs Coordinator at the Museum of Jewish Heritage, a living memorial to the Holocaust. Now in its 25th year, the museum is committed to the crucial mission of educating our diverse community about Jewish life and heritage before, during, and after the Holocaust. As part of that mission, our programs illuminate the stories of survivors, broader histories of hate and anti-Semitism, stories of resistance against injustice, and more. Thank you for joining us today virtually. We hope you will visit the museum in person to see our new core exhibition, The Holocaust, What Hate Can Do, alongside our temporary exhibition, Survivors, Faces of Life After the Holocaust, from photographer Martin Scholler, which is running through June 18th. You can learn more and find tickets on our website. We also appreciate the vital support of our members so much here at the museum. If you want to get closer to the museum and enjoy exclusive programs, member previews to exhibitions, and free admission, you can explore museum membership on our website or email membership@mjhnyc.org to learn more. Closed captions are available on today's program, so instructions on how to turn captions on or off are going to be posted in the chat, in addition to all the links I've mentioned. If you have questions for our speaker during the program, please put them in the Zoom Q&A box, and we will get to as many as we can at the end of the hour. Today, we are honored to be joined by David Wiener and Monica Gordon, and David is also accompanied by Cheryl, who is going to be, you'll see her as well. David was born on May 30th, 1926 in Lodz, Poland, one of Moshe, Chaim, and Hannah Wiener's 9 children. When he was 13, David escaped alone from Lodz, which had been turned into a ghetto in February 1940. During the war, David survived slave labor camps, prison, and Auschwitz. His parents and all but one of his siblings were murdered by the Nazis. After the war, David immigrated to the US, married, had 2 children, and became a successful businessman. Monica is a first-generation American. Both sides of her family were German Jews who fled the Nazis between 1934 and 1940. After a 2008 trip to Israel and the new Yad Vashem, she decided to dedicate herself to Holocaust and human rights education. Monica began her work educating about the Holocaust in 2008 as a museum educator at the Rockland Holocaust and Human Rights Museum. She's also received training at Racing History and Ourselves and completed gallery educator training at the Museum of Jewish Heritage in 2011. She's attended 2 summer fellowships at Yad Vashem's International School for School Studies and a 1-year fellowship at the Jewish Education Project. Thank you so much to all of you who have joined us today. And now I'm going to hand things over to David and Monica.
Thank you, Sydney. Hello, David. I'm so thrilled to be able to have this conversation with you today. We've met several times. I've read your book several times, and now you can share your experiences with the group from the New York Holocaust Museum here. Can you tell me a little bit about your childhood in Lodz and what that was like?
Oh, David, you're muted.
Okay.
The world must not forget us. People like you keep this know what happened to us. Talk to young kids today, or older kids, they know the Holocaust exists. They don't know 6 million people, brothers and sisters, are killed. Anyhow, what you're doing, just keep on what you're doing. If you need help money-wise, let me know, I'll help you out.
Thank you.
What's the question you asked me? The question you asked me?
Can you tell us a little something about your childhood in Lodz and what Lodz was like before the war?
Lodz was the biggest city in Poland in textile. My father was a tzaddik. I don't know you know what tzaddik means, but I'll tell you anyhow. Scholar of religion. His life consists of one thing, having kids and Bible, reading the Bible. This was his biggest pleasure. He didn't have 5 suits or 10 suits like I have. He had 1 suit, 2 suits, one every day, and every day for Shabbat. Shabbat was the biggest day for him. Shabbat went to synagogue, read the Torah for 1,500 people. The war started in 1939, September 1st. I lived in Poland with my brother. I went back home, Lodz. Our witness, when they destroyed synagogue, was 1,500 people worship there. My father, every Saturday morning, he called him and said, Moshe, Chaim, come read the Torah. He was a happy man.
Can you tell me a little something about your mother?
Wait, one at a time. One at a time. And one at a time. After Shabbat came home, we picked up the children. I don't know what the children means. Do you know what the children is? I hope you do. After the children, my father sit down with my brother Velbu, was 3 years older. He started Gemur Chimish. My mother, I can tell you right now, I will give my life for my mother. I will give my life. She was a warm person, always smiling. She never complained. Herself, always believing God. You pick a leg, thanks God with it. You could break 2 legs. She always God. God was a support of life. We lived 8 floors, but she never complained. Never complained. Never. Always a smile. Her smile is what put me. I still can see her smile. I can see her right now. Her smile, her belly was up and down, up and down. It's the big belly she had after 9 kids. And 2 kids, they born, they died. She comes from a religious home, also from Lublin. And my father, you have married with hippies every night, whatever it is. My mother was married at 16 years old. A shidduch. Do you know what shidduch means? I doubt if you know what shidduch means. You explain it. So with a happy life you had, no fighting. Always loving. The only fight I had is with my father. On Saturday I was pretty sake, came home to see marks on my shoes. On Shabbat, Shageti, and Shabbos, bing, she hit me. So my mother did. Moshe is, I can't, let's do it. I can't, let's do it. That's my home life. We were 8 brothers, 1 sister. We hated somebody, we all stick together. We have very close knit family without a penny pocket, never complained.
Tell them how many rooms were there. You all slept in one bed.
Our home consists of 2 beds, kitchen, and dining room. 1 room. I never complained. We slept 4 people in 1 bed. I don't know what you complain about. You have everything here. We had nothing. We didn't be happy, satisfied in life. The 1939, September the 1st, the war broke out. The war changed the whole thing. I was supposed to become a lawyer. The school was picked for me to become a lawyer, advocate, lawyer. I was the only child who didn't wear feierlach. You know, feierlach? You don't know what feierlach is. I was only.
Payas.
Yeah.
Payas.
Yeah. So we're in the ghetto. And I'm a witness. You see my books, a picture of the synagogue. I'm a witness to destroy the synagogue. The motherfuckers bastards. The dogs is running, biting you, pushing you. And I'm a witness to that. I came home, same day, said, Tate, a verbrannte shield. He turns his head to your left. And you can see his face. It was a, he wasn't the same. He was a happy guy. happy men. You don't need too much. One suit, that's all. But the only thing we need is the synagogue in the Besmidrash. You have to explain what Besmidrash means. So I left home. My mother took me out the corridor. Corridor.
Hallway?
Anyhow,
Oh, to the hall.
the hall. So do it. This is her words. Do it. Vergiss es, wer du bist. Don't forget who you are, what you are. Vergetenheid. Gott soll heten. Gott soll heten.
But you forgot to say one thing, that you decided to leave when they blew up the synagogue.
Yeah, because my father home was not home anymore. So yeah, so I went away from Lodz and didn't. And the German was we had already a ghetto. The German patrol was there already. So I was 13 years old, well the best. I said to me in German, I spoke German to them. Wie gehst du denn? Where are you going? The house. I'm going out. So you were there. You were there. You're a Jew, yeah. So I went out from Lodz ghetto. I escaped from Lodz ghetto, went to Auschwitz ghetto. On a train, bought some billet. Slow down, David, slow down. Train with the billet. I don't remember who bought it for me, or somebody bought it for me. And the train, the conductor says, passport. And now make me see what I'm definitely here so good. So finally, asked me again, ich habe es verloren. I lost the passport. Wo wohnst du denn? I said, it's in a small town. I want to come to Auschwitz ghetto. My mother had 2 sisters. One lived in Dublin, one in Warsaw. And soon I came into Warsaw when the street, I remember the street, Vronia 19. He had a son-in-law and the sister and I think two sons. I'll see them. I come from all Hasidic home. Hasidic home. That's all life was Hasidic. If you did something wrong, God will punish you. Everything with God. You don't do anything without God. You break a leg, you. But anyhow, so Auschwitz ghetto, stood with them. His birthday is 50. I remember the street now.
David, can I just ask you to go back a little bit about, I remember that you went to live with your older brother, Jacob, I believe.
Yeah, Yankel.
Yankel. Was that before the Nazi invasion that you went to live with your brother?
Thank you. Let me finish up. I had TB. When the doctor said I have to get out of Lodz. Lodz was a city, industrial city. Smart. So I went out, lived with my brother. My brother lived in Kodesh. 2 Jewish people lived in Kodesh. And I went to school there, Polish school. I was the only Jew fellow in Polish school. Yes. When the boy back down,
David, what year was that?
9, but not after 11. So I was 9. I was about 9 years old. 9 years old, went home, lived with my brother. Wow. They had no kids. His wife, I took me as a German Jew. Because Kodesh in Poznan belonged to the German before 1918. After they left the war, Poland became independent. There's no Poland 1918. So I went to school. I had a future there. And his wife, I took me as a son. She didn't have any kids. I was a son. She could have me. She bathed me, to wash me. Unbelievable. I never had such a good life I had. But yeah. So what's the question now?
So you lived with Yankel.
Yankel.
And then what happened after that?
Then I went to, there was started war. We lived 50 kilometers from the
border.
Thank you. By the border. So another thing is that I'm running around. I hope you don't mind that. The teacher said, we're going to declare war with Germany. We're going to beat the shit out of them in Polish. Anybody has a bike or horses, give to a volunteer at a bike. Every bike in Poland, like having a Lincoln Cadillac. I gave my bike. I was proud of myself. Gave me a piece of paper, yellow paper. After what the stupid Polish army, stupid people. They are stupid. Because I can verify that.
Was there anti-Semitism then?
And we're in school.
Yeah.
We killed Jesus. How can we without that? The Jew killed Jesus. This is I don't want to spend so much time talking about it. Believe me. I have my best friend, Joseph Kowalski. I taught him how to read and write. Went to the religion. We had lecture for the religion. After religion, they come out. David, you killed Jesus. So, fuck you, talking about Jesus. What are you talking about? I was 13, 14 years old. Kill Jesus. We killed Jesus. They won't talk to me. It's a fight, but it's a different subject. I don't want to go with it. It's more important thing in this year. So what was I? Go ahead. What was I?
So you went to live with your brother Yankel,
Okay, fine.
and then did you go back? Did you go back to Lodz at all to see your parents, the rest of your siblings?
Let me finish that. No. So I lived with my aunt. Zabrovsky is with the 50. They made a ghetto. All of Jewish people have relatives moved in our place. So I slept on the kitchen table. No words, nothing. So I say, I'm leaving. So before I leave, they had a son-in-law, a roof. Do you know what roof means, a roof? He's like a rabbi, but he interpreted the law, the Jewish. He said, David, dufche, before you leave, I want you to like tefillin. Do you know what tefillin means? Yes, no? So I like the tefillin. Got you to punish me if I lied to you. Went to the window, was closed the window, snow. I like this tefillin. Tears coming down my, tears coming down. I said, God exists. If the God exists, please kill me right now. I don't want to live. If the God exists, please kill me. I don't want to live. Was it there? Went out.
So was this in the Warsaw Ghetto or the Lodz Ghetto when you lived with your aunt? And what made you decide to go to the Warsaw Ghetto as opposed to maybe trying to leave Poland?
Okay. I wanted from Lodz to go to Warsaw, from Warsaw to Russia. Because I had three brothers.
So why did you go to Warsaw?
From Warsaw, I want to go from Warsaw to Minsk Gebirge to escape to the Russian zone.
Okay.
They stopped the middle borderline right away. Nobody could get anymore. So I had three brothers in Russia, Białystok, Shir, Hiro, and Yankel. They lived in Białystok.
These are your brothers?
Pardon me?
Those are your brothers? Okay.
Shir was a prince of a man, a prince of a man. I mean it, prince. And Hiro was a tough little guy, blonde guy. If you insult my mother, it'll kill you. I mean it. Anyhow, so go ahead, ask me questions, go ahead.
So can you describe the Warsaw Ghetto to us?
Okay,
And
yes.
also, how long were you actually in the ghetto?
I didn't have a calendar at the date, but one thing, I lived on the street. On the street. I was sworn twice from the hunger. I didn't give up. I wanted to keep me going. I want to see my mother. I want to see her smile. Yes, it's been a smile she had. It kept me going. I have to survive, see my mother. I slept on the street, on the walks, sidewalks, frozen, swollen, the hunger. Then we was laying on the floor, laying on the street. So one guy was next to me. This is a way to escape the Auschwitz ghetto. This is a finest way to Leszno gas. So it's way, so I escaped from Leszno gas. Escaped from Auschwitz ghetto.
How did you do that?
Eh?
How did you escape? Did you go through the sewer? Did you go over the wall? What
Over the
was
wall,
your,
over the wall, over the wall. I don't remember since somebody pushed me over. I don't remember that. I won't lie to you. But now I jumped the wall. Once I jumped the wall, I went to the station, railway station. So as soon as I come in, there's two ladies. They're not ladies, they're angels. And the finger legs here. So I had the fear of dying. Dying was the easy way for me. Dying, killing, go ahead, be my guest. Sooner or later, I figure I'll be killed anyhow. So as soon as I come in, there's a question in Polish, and I spoke direct Polish. So you Żydek? Żydek means you're a Jew. So yo, I am Żydek. So sit down between them, cover me up with a blanket. Meanwhile, Gestapo running around with the dogs, bunch bastards. And she covers me up. So where you want to go? I'd like to go to Dublin. So she went over, bought the tickets for me. You know, on a train. But that, Jim, again, I sleep. And where are you going? So Dublin. What do you have? And passport, I left it. Come to Dublin. My other sister, Pearl. She has a daughter and a son. I'm from Gilbert. I can tell you one thing. If the person exists in this world, with the Neshama means the Neshama? Do you know what Neshama means? With a heart gold. They have it. They were all three sisters. They all protect each other. This is three sisters. So live with them. And the German Gestapo needed some help to clean up, build a bunker to hide because the Russians started bombing. So we have 12 kids, my age, 15, 16 years old, at the neighborhood. We were building a bunker. You know what bunker means?
a bunker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hide yourself, yeah. So one guy, the foreman is a Polak foreman, he hit somebody, one of his kids, 14 kids. And the Gestapo was right behind us. Says the window was here, we were here. So he comes to the house. The hostel house here. So I figured, now's my time. So the Polak wants us to slow down with the project. Was? He had a, can I say that to you? Well, a cow, the prick from a cow. This we call that.
A gun?
No. If it hits you.
Oh, a baton?
Yeah. If it hits you, you see blood on your face, it'll shoot you. You couldn't see the blood. So hit him, shoot him. They ask a question, who can finish it up? I always say, I never say no to me. I don't know anything about, I'll make it. So I spoke German, only guy speak German. So the Chevre, you speak Yiddish, don't you speak Yiddish? Yeah. Chevre means friends. We have to do it ourselves, that. Let's work together. We can do it. We can do it. We will do it. I become the foreman. Big cement. Cement is. He was Knappeide, over vier Knappe. It says Knappeide. There's a book about him. It's a book by him. I just find a book about him. But if it hits you, blood, shoot you. Like this here. No question. So we worked there, we finished the banquet. So he goes, piece of bread to take home. So piece of bread to take home. I never forget it. So I give it my hand. Saves another day's life. I have to go back first for ghetto. I walked up to Auschwitz with my cousin. She was going to gymnasium, buddy. You know, gymnasium means college. It was on a corner. A beautiful young lady, maybe 17 years old, 16 years old, begging for a piece of bread. I remember the words. I want a piece of bread to save my life, to take my body. 70 years old baby, beautiful girl said, take my body for a piece of bread, save my parents. Not bread, not you, nothing. Piece of bread to save their parents' life. What do you hear that? Where? Tell me, where do you hear that? Saved the person's life. Anyhow.
So were your aunts living in a different ghetto at this time?
My aunt, which one? No, my aunt, before I came, was no ghetto. I lived there for a while. When she became a ghetto, then they become the ghetto too. I get to the Philippines.
And
So-
were you going by Joseph Kowalski at this point?
Wait. I get to it. Yeah, I get the point. So anyhow, so when the being, Germany needed help to unload train of coal, 20 ton. The Jewish Federation always picked guys had no homes. I was outside there. So I was cement, 50 pounds on the back in the rain. You schlep coal, unload coal up train, 20 pounds, 20,000. Had to be unloaded in 20 minutes, but four guys. They made a ghetto. So the UNIWAT is the Jewish organization. They put it on the market. It was 2 lines. And I can say the left lane and the right lane. The Jewish organization knew the right lane will survive. The left lane went to Treblinka. Do you know what Treblinka is? Do you know
Yes.
what, you know?
Yeah.
Thank you. Went to Treblinka. And the dogs were running, there's SS, you know, shitting us. Whatever they had, but the
Right,
who?
with the rifle?
No. The Oberführer, Sturmführer, he sees me. So what's in here? What are you doing here? Scheiße, raus, come raus. Screaming, yelling. Took me out down the line, the right lane. The Jewish organization didn't want me there. So many people allowed to be alive. The Oberführer said, bleib hier. God should punish me if I lied to you. My cousin, Albert, was staying the left line to go to the blinker. So he runs on the Oberführer, runs around with it, hitting everybody. Raus. Herr Oberführer, sag mal bitte, was ist los? Ich habe Cousin over there. I would be happy being my side. Wo ist er? Yeah. Raus. Take him out to my side. I look at you, can look at me again. Look at me very strongly. I took him out. I couldn't take his wife out with the baby. They went to Treblinka. I cut it short. When my son was born, it's the biggest day of my life. We have a life, somebody has to continue. He didn't come with my Bruce. He hated me because I saved his life. Can you understand that? I saved his life. He did hate me for that I saved his life. He didn't want to live. Because he had to go with his wife and baby to Treblinka.
How old were you at this, David? How old were you when this was happening?
How old were you when that incident happened?
Let's see.
15.
No, wait, 15, 16. The day I went to Russia, the day I went to RUA, now it's about 17 years old, 67 years old.
Was this before or after you had the accident with your head in the train?
Do you know that too?
It's in your book. Of course I know it.
I was working on the train and we were going on the railroad, laying shins, which is
Tracks.
It was cold, winter, the wind was blowing. And the train's coming on, I didn't see it. The snowing hit me in the head. They picked 4 Gentile guys, picked me up here. Wife slapping him, hadn't put it in, and look at him, burn him right away. So guys said, no, I know the people. Let's take him home. I had temperature. My cousin was a left-wing guy. Was a Jewish doctor there, Kafka. He's a book written there. He's dead. My temperature is 105, 106. He's dead. So my aunt, God bless her soul, where she is, she starts crying. He cannot die in my house. My sister's son, never forgive me. The sister was very close to you, like that. So she called another doctor, Polak, came down to the ghetto. He can pull through temperature down to 103 to survive. They took a blood from a cow and put snow in, put ice in it. They melted. The ice melted in my head at 100 pounds. A few days, I survived. I walked on the street, all the friends, they went away from me. They told them, "To the devil, how can you survive that?" I survived. I survived. So, who is the will to live? Yes, will to live. My will to live is to see my mother. She was the angel. Nobody can say her better.
So would you say that this desire to see your mother again was one of the factors that gave you the strength to go through the indignities and the torture you went through?
Should be don't be American dignity. We had no dignity. We ate from the same chisel. Pot. You piss the same pot. Do you know what that means? Piss it. We ate it. That's all we had. We didn't have a fork left. We ate with the fingers. Everything. Okay. No. Go ahead. That's the question. Go ahead.
So part of what gave you the strength to keep going on through starvation and beatings was this desire.
What's the Kume? You should know. What's the Kume?
What's the what?
Nakuma.
I don't know.
Revenge. We see who survived revenge. That's seeing the mother who survived and take no revenge, which I did. Not enough. The Kume.
So can you tell me about what happened before you were taken prisoner to Auschwitz? Where were you? What was happening?
I'll tell you. So where left off? Where did I left off?
That you got hit by the train.
Okay. So this was them bleeding. I survived that. Yes. Then liquidation. They took me back to the camp. Thanks to the Knappider, he saved my life. Not that would be to like you probably have soap, washes with soap. So we had them bleeding at lager. So one day, Sergeant Schultz, motherfucker, bastard, Schultz, I gave anybody a piece of bread that wants to fight my dog. I had no fear. Life meant nothing. See, this paper is more important than my life. I can swear to that. Yes, you can smile. So I fight it. The dog was a Doberman, black son of a bitch Doberman. So all of the guys said, "David, you're crazy, David. You killed the life." No. So schmattes. No schmattes. Don't you know schmattes means?
Yeah.
Run my arm over top of my hand. No, right hand. So Dr. Brown, Sergeant Brown, all the dogs want to run, jump on me. So let him go. He runs to me and jumped, and I put my foot right in his mouth. And I picked him up, turned around a few times, and let him go. Second time around, there's a run some more. We walked slowly over there. Picked him up again, and hit him, left hand in his head, as much as I could. Dump him. So Brown said, "Sugar, it's enough." So he gave me a piece of bread. Already. Sugar, Dr. Brown, Doberman, black son of a Doberman. I can see his teeth coming out.
Yeah. So you fought off attack dogs.
Doberman.
Dobermans, that's an attack dog.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
Tell them about Joseph Kowalski, because that's part of how you survived by changing your name. They didn't think you were Jewish.
No, I have to come to Auschwitz first.
Okay.
So anyhow, 1944, July, organization of our camp, the Russians were already at Lublin. And we were so proud of ourselves. So then loaded up the truck, finished one project, the street. And all of a sudden, we got to the punishment right now. The truck was sitting like tight. You couldn't move. You breathe. We're singing a song. It's English. So the sky was the guest. You know the song? You know
No.
the song?
Mm-mm.
We sing the song. So the sky was the guest. That's the way. Oh, blah, the way. So part of the song. We know the boys it's come to end. They know the Russians were Dublin. So liquidated the camp and took us on a train. We stopped in Częstochowa city and they left the door open. Not before that. No, it's true. Yeah, it's open. We and my other we escaped. As we're escaping, the German starts to halt. I hear that guy. That's it. So we lay down, we stretch our legs like this here. And Name, no, not before yet. Just they took us, one guy wanted to shoot us, one guy. Another guy, no, let's not shoot him. The call is too teuer. The bullet's too expensive. The bullet's too expensive in my life to shoot him. They took us to prison, changed it to prison. There was a guy, an old man, that time 60 years old man, not today. And the record was playing, I might mind the Sterne, Name, Josef Kowalski. Josef Kowalski is my best friend at school. I helped him. He was a Polak. I had him. I helped him with everything else. He had me against Kowalski. Once I was given to Wiener, dead. Papyrus, absolutely. We won't Sudan, out in a small town. I stick Kowalski. I saw my friend Avram Kowalski, Polish name. So he was in jail. Was a tall fellow there. In jail already. The first question you should know. Amcho, you know Amcho means? You should know. Amcho, if you're Jewish. If you're, I felt so good. So what's going on here? You're 3 days here. After 2 days, load you up in a truck, they take you to Auschwitz. I'll take it. 2 days comes along, took us on the chain in the corridor, ties our heads with the wires. We're sitting outside already, and I hear on the corner, side corner here, a heavy shoes. So when it comes around to us, and the Russian prisoners. So one guy came to me, you're Hebrei. You know what means Hebrei? You're Jewish. Da, I'm Hebrei. I'm Toshe Hebrei. Kilo Hayit. Hebrei, the Russian, he speak Yiddish. So you speak all Yiddish. I'm from Kiev. In Kiev, city Kiev, you see it. Now, and he said it to me, Yiddish and Russian. I'm talking to you. You should tell your kids. Ob wir will sie beleben in the British festival. You know what I said to you? No.
So was this, David, was this in Auschwitz where you were?
From there, I went to Auschwitz. This was jail. You said,
So you went from jail to Auschwitz, because we've only got around 6 minutes left. So I do want to talk to you a little bit about Auschwitz.
okay. We're in corridor, hand tied with wires, went on the train, and one guy stood up down the Lodz. He took the brains out with the apparatus. The brains, but not bad. Okay, ask questions, go ahead. We come to Auschwitz. Now,
When you came to Auschwitz, you were pretending to be a Polish Christian, correct?
I was a Polish. You cannot pretend. You had to we might stick with that. Don't give in. So, Name, Josef Kowalski. Wo warst du? Lichtmannstadt, Germany.
Do you remember, David, do you remember the selection at Auschwitz on the ramp when you got off the train?
No.
Okay.
No. The only thing is a line to go to get the number. The left to right. Left,
Right.
to God's country. Right, The first black was black. That's my black 11. So one day they call you they call you line.
The little line.
They call you say line. And I was 2 minutes late. 2 minutes late. Roll call. The guy picked me up and started hitting me right where my jewelry is. I'm telling you,
His groin.
he's hitting me left to right. I was 2 minutes late on the roll call. I'm like, cut it short for you, give you more time. I was in Auschwitz. Upbringing is very important. Upbringing your home is very important. My father, Friday night, come home with another poor guy for Shabbat. Friday night, it's Pishkalach for Israel. 5 cents Pishkalach.
Tzedakah.
This
Right. Charity.
You learn this at home. You learn this from home. I still do that today. So I was in Auschwitz. Then I was swollen from hunger. And I was gave up. I'm telling you right now, can you see me? Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yes, I went against the wall, lay down, stretch my legs to give up. You go against the wall to pick you up. The friend of mine, Abram, starts screaming at me. Duftje, this year's, Duftje, this year's. Not now. So I started to give me guts. So I went to a Polak couple, Edek, spoke Polish, fluent, so do me a favor, save my life, give me a job in the kitchen. They give me a job in the kitchen.
Good.
Myself. And then a few days later, another couple comes in, a Hollander, come here. We need mechanics. Who's a mechanic? Do you know what mechanic means? No. Mechanic. A few days later, calls out. Outside, come out. The big table with white linen and 3 guys, motherfuckers, bastards. Name Kowalski. Beruf, Schlosser. Schlosser. My father's a Schlosser. My grandfather auch a Schlosser. Ach, that's sehr gut. I thought my father's a Schlosser.
A mechanic. A Schlosser is a mechanic.
Schlosser. And my grandfather's a Schlosser. My whole life's come from Schlosser. So it took us to Germany to work by Moshe Schmidt. Moshe Schmidt is the planes.
Right.
Give me a drill. I push it, push harder. Fingers, see this here. My drill went through here, right here. So next to me was a short little fellow, a Czech. My name is Joseph Karl. Says, Joseph, you're not the mechanic, Joseph, and I'm not. Let me show you how to use a drill. A few days, I cut it short. A few days later, they liquidated the campus, was bombing day and night. England was bombing at night. The American was bombing during the day. You couldn't work. We said every time the plane is coming, start dumping the bombs. Like, good. We get killed, you get killed, you motherfuckers. We get killed together. We were happy. We get killed, they get killed too. Didn't work out. We go somewhere else. The Magdeburg camp. This is the worst camp of my life. We slept outside. It was March, April, cold. They didn't have time to build barracks. We were building, shut up. We were building a small part for missiles. We slept outside on the street. It was March, April, cold. There was one guy, professor from Bratislava. Do you know what Bratislava is?
Mm-hmm.
He was a professor there. God saw a peace in Israel. He says to me, I know the name is Joseph. We survived the war. My son don't survive. I like to adapt you. They slept together. Body was warm the body.
Right.
He frozen. He died. So next day I picked him up, thrown in like a garbage can. Okay.
And how you got rescued,
I'll get to that. We can
because they're almost done.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'd love to hear about the liberation, who liberated you, what that was like?
Okay, so it took us. The Americans come closer, closer, and the Russians was already and Krakow. Auschwitz was liberated by the Russian. So
January 27th,
yeah, so you know
Auschwitz
it. Yeah,
liberated.
So it took us that much. That much. You hear every 5 seconds, bingo. Couldn't work anymore. Bingo. So the English flyers at night bombed. So we got that much, and all of a sudden the English planes coming, shot machine gun. So we had to run away, find a place for the hide. So that time they built 4x6 where they can hide itself. So I jump inside.
A ditch, like a ditch.
I jump, my buddy running, jump with me together. I don't know, Nissim, I don't believe in Nissim. The stone, they will put the stone on top of us. So Jim, the place left, and they took us, if somebody's there, the stone. So worked out. I should dump that to you right now. We worked to a farm. No, should be. I'm lying to you. I don't want to lie to you. So we started working. All of a sudden, a guy with a rubber, with the bike started singing us. Hallo to you, speak cheap bastard Jews. Hold them. So we started running. I don't know. I didn't get the strength how to run. We run. There was a lake there. I don't know how to swim. Went to a lake. He stopped. Went to a house. And I'm about 5, 6 years, and I never watched it. So we stole 3 potatoes from the pig steal. The potatoes were black. And we cut. I took a potato, he took a potato, and 1 potato we cut half and half. The best food I've had in my life. The best food I've had in my life. 3 potatoes, must be 5, 6 days old, took from the pigs. So we went over there on the high, on top there. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the guy comes out. Verflucht die Juden, raus. Start running again. And run. Comes 9, 10 o'clock at night. We had nowhere to run. So we laid on the floor. And we were hungry. Guess what we ate? You would never guess. Grass. We ate grass. And 11 o'clock at night, a tank comes in. I didn't speak English. My buddy spoke a little bit English. And the guy is a heavy-set guy. Joe, Yiddish. We said, yes, talk Yiddish. The guy comes out, looks at us. He starts crying like a baby at us, looked at us. We stopped crying. We had no more tears. He's crying. We had no more tears. Where do I? He cried. So he gave me his card. There's a booklet. They have a bakery. He comes to Poland, to America. Please look me up. I'd like to see you. That's the end of that. That's the end of it.
He was American? You were liberated by the Americans?
Leipzig was America. So, yeah, America. So survived. Then the new life starts again. Now start looking who survived, not survived.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I think we have to wrap this up, right, Sydney?
Go ahead.
But this was great, ending it at your liberation. Wonderful.
Ending it at your liberation was great.
Liberation. I was liberated April the 12th, 1945. 4 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
4 o'clock in the morning. Liberation.
So I think we have a few minutes for some audience questions. So but first I want to say thank you to David and Monica for that really excellent
Thank you.
interview. So I think we'll start off with the easiest question. David, what is the name of your book? And Monica, I think you have it on you, so if you want to hold it up.
That's me. Just lift it up. Let go higher. See that the kid there?
In the middle with the blue jacket. The short guy, that's him.
The world was mine. The world was mine.
It's entitled Nothing to Lose But My Life by
Yes.
David Wiener.
Okay.
I could say that if anybody wants to get a copy, Sydney, you could send me a list with addresses and we will mail one out.
Sure, yeah. So you can feel free to email the museum and we will pass that on. So then a couple of other questions, I think, while we have some time. David, how long, if you know, how long were you in Auschwitz total?
How long?
I arrived July 22nd,
Mhm.
1944, I think. Yeah, past 44. And I escaped from Auschwitz, not escape. I escaped, you can say escape. I become a mechanic,
Mhm.
mechanics. I never said no. Yes, I can do it. You can do it, I can do it. That's my,
Mhm.
How long was that altogether?
where?
In Auschwitz?
I was in Auschwitz, I know I came to July 22nd, October, 6 months.
6 months.
Wow.
6 months.
Wow. And so have you,
So, at night was hot. We seen the crematorium,
The crematorium.
burning, red. Ashes was my lips, ashes, bodies was my lips. I had it for a while. Yes, yes, the world was idle. Nobody gave a shit about us. Everything, Roosevelt. Son of a bitch. Go ahead.
what has been your connection with Poland since you left? Have you ever returned there or no?
Twice to Poland, twice or 3 times.
Once with me, so
I think about 3 times.
Mhm.
I want to see who survived the war.
And you
So,
also made for your father.
so went to Lodz. I couldn't find anybody in the grave. Went back to Israel, the Jewish organization. They told my father is number, not had no name, grave number 42. So I came back again, Poland, met a rabbi, put him at Saive. Number Saive is, you tell her. The name is Moshe Chaim Wiener, Wiener, survived the war, the uncle, a Dufche, the rest of the kids unknown. And I think they also survived, and nobody married a Gentile.
Mhm. And then we also have a question that came in. Can you tell us a bit? I'm sorry.
Say it again.
I
Please.
know that we ended with your liberation, but could you tell us how you got to the US?
How did you get to the US, to the United States?
I was staying in Germany, 1945, Frankfurt am Main, with a German family.
Mhm.
We went in the house of, we almost stay here. So I asked a young woman, where's your husband? Oh, ich weiß nicht, I lost him. So I don't like that. It's beautiful furniture. Open the drawer, see the furniture made in Poland, Krakow. My blood's boiling. Krakow, what the fuck did you come from Krakow to Frankfurt am Main? So picked up again by the throat, like, start shocking myself. You don't tell me where your husbands are killed right now. Because life at that time was nothing. But the old man comes in, no, I know where it is. So give me a picture of her husband. Can you see me? Can you
Yes.
see me?
Yeah.
SS-men in the Auschwitz ghetto. SS-men in the Auschwitz ghetto. Like, I was a friend, we have somebody, we got to take care of that. Me, another guy, had a car. We went, pick him up from the station. We know exactly when he's coming in. We're waiting for him. Soon he walks up, steps up from the railway station. I went over there, pick up by the arm. The other guy picked up by the arm. So go home. Took him home. Take off jacket. Guess what was here? Do you know what was here? The other arm? You should know. We should know.
His
That's-
SS tattoo number.
Mhm.
You should know that. You
Mhm.
should.
She did know it.
No, she didn't know that.
Yes, she did.
Okay. So we start playing a game with them. Put them on the floor. We start playing a soccer game. Kick them left to right. So the parents, you want to see it? So no. Yeah, why don't you see it? You, son, did it to our parents. I spoke to them. He did the same thing as, I want you to see it, what we do to you, to your son. Don't go away. We knock the kids out. We don't want to kill him. Let them live, suffer. A few days later, I get a letter from military police. I should not take the law in my hands. And a letter, show to you.
But how did you get to America? That was the
Or
question.
America, I volunteered. No, wait a minute. I volunteered to go to America. I was a mechanic at Schlosser. They're looking for mechanics. Schlosser, but the Jewish organization guaranteed my trip to America.
Mhm.
Anyway, America, but Jew had to find somebody to be able to support them. Okay, that's why I support this organization. They guaranteed that I won't fall on their life. They come to America. It was in a hotel on the 3rd Street and Broadway in New York, Marseille Hotel. Do you know the hotel there? Yeah.
Mhm.
So we there. From there, they sent me to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Stay with a Jewish family.
Mhm.
Stayed with family, and then all of a sudden, the Jewish Federation came to visit me. So, David, we know before the war, you want to become a lawyer. Your IQ. I don't know what IQ is at that time. IQ is my 135. Is such an exist? 135 IQ.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
God just punished me. I didn't know IQ. The point of IQ. We send you to school. After finish school, you pay us back. And I went to the mirror, looked myself. David Wiener, Moshe Chaim seen. He can take charges. Moshe Chaim seen? No. I won't take it. I took a job for 22 weeks, sleeping floors in Pittsburgh. No, stubborn, stupid. I can be a lawyer today, who knows? But it is. Any question you have?
So I think we have time for one last question. What do you hope that people take from your story?
What do you hope that people take away from your story?
Be
Learn from your story. What do you want them to?
involved. It should never happen again. Don't be a listener. Do something about it. If somebody talks about us, the Jewish people is the rich, they have to step in. Education, hate.
Well, thank you both so much. This has been really amazing, David, to hear your story. Monica, thank you for being such an excellent interviewer. I also want to thank Cheryl for being here today as well and helping out so much. And to all of you who joined us today, thank you for tuning in.